Well, the LAFC game. What was it too much similar to when the last time you played them? As far as what went wrong?
Yeah, obviously. Same score, same type of goals we give up against them. And same frustrating game for us. I think one where we do okay with possession, but aren't able to generate too much, and they're happy to sit back and absorb and counter. And obviously, I think, especially against a team like that, if they take the lead, it's very, very difficult. And we give away the lead quite early, just like in the previous matchup against them, and the second follows quite quickly as well. So, a lot of similarities, and we need to figure that one out. LAFC reminds me of my early days with the Sounders when we played Galaxy. They seem to constantly have our number, and we just somehow need to figure out how to get over that, and be able to get results against obviously a good side.
Brian had mentioned that he didn't fault you for any of the goals on Saturday. So but when you look at the tape and look at what you did, what do you see is there anything that you could have done differently?
There's always something that we can do differently, especially knowing the outcome was not positive, right? If you choose route A and it doesn't work out, it's like, well, we might as well try route B if you could go back because route A didn't work out. But that's unfortunately not how it works. No, but we looked at tape. We always look at everything. Try to organize and yell my brains out to try to limit the counters. I think that's the biggest one. We know what their strength is, what their strengths are, and at times maybe we're feeling desperate to finally make something happen, and we overcommit a little bit. And to be quite honest, they're lethal. They have it wasn't Boanga at the beginning, but those are their strengths. We know that, and they're very, very good at their strength. So we need to somehow limit that. And as someone in the back who obviously sees the whole picture, can I somehow try to avoid that from becoming an issue to begin with?
The tactics are the tactics, and obviously you have no control over that. But when you have a team that, like you said, their strengths, did it feel like your back line was just too high and providing a little bit too much space for those players to kind of burn you on the counter or quick goal kicks?
Yeah, but I mean, that's also part of our identity is to press, right? And to try to cause turnovers. And the worst thing you can do is to separate as a team, and the front two, front three go after the ball and they have no support. Then what's the point, right? So that's been our identity, and we're not shifting away from that right now. So maybe we have to be a bit more conservative. I mean, but that's you live and die by who you are, and well, unfortunately right now against them it hasn't worked out. But maybe in the very beginning, if we do press high, take that risk, and we get an early goal, that changes everything, right? Again, it hasn't happened. It's been quite the opposite on most encounters against them. I'd argue the as far back as the playoffs last year, right? Us taking all the possession and them biding their time and finding a pocket and then being explosive and punishing us. But it'll be interesting to see how the dynamics of a tighter pitch will change things. I mean, I'd argue if we play the exact same way, it's not like they all of a sudden run out of space because it's tighter. I'd argue it probably is just going to happen much quicker. So we have to be very, very careful.
Is it useful at all, at least for this week, to kind of take a view where you just don't if you take away the LAFC results, you guys have been very good for a pretty long time. Is it useful to sort of remind yourselves that like maybe LAFC has our number, but otherwise we've been good?
I sense some positivity right there.
I almost do.
I really appreciate it, because honestly, those are the things that we need to focus on. And we cannot sit here and talk about that this league is a league of parity, and then we go on a good run against teams and get results, and then everybody's like, well, those were weak teams. We were able to climb out of a hole for one, string together good results, and yes, we've had two frustrating results against LAFC, but other than that, I think we've done well. We responded really well after the Necaxa result and came away with 2 really good performances against Pumas, a good side. LA Galaxy is a good side. So yeah, these are things that I would like to focus on, and would like to remind my teammates of, because we are a good side. We've shown it, and just because in one game we can't, that doesn't define us. We need to. There's still 9 games to go in league, and we're in a great position in Open Cup. So there's lots of opportunity, and positivity is needed, and that's what we'll try to focus on.
How do you find that consistency, though? Specifically, maybe something that we make too much of. I don't know what you take on it. The intensity. It seems like against Pumas there was a certain level of intensity, of fight, of kind of willingness to do certain things, and it felt like against LAFC it wasn't there. You know, how do you find that more consistently as a group?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it's also what does your opponent bring, right? I mean, look at LA Galaxy. I think Puig tries to run the show. He forces you to go back and be tight defensively. Maybe that's when they overcommit, and we have a chance to be explosive. I don't think there was too many chances to be as explosive as we want to be against LAFC, because they pack it in the back and they do the opposite, right? Against Pumas, the same thing, right? So it's a team that's very good on the ball, and we almost were forced to respect it. I think LAFC wanted or allowed us to have the ball. We try to systematically, pass the ball around, keep possession, tire them out, find holes, and then somehow manufacture something like that. But didn't work. But I don't think there was too many opportunities to be explosive. Paulie had one in the very beginning where he goes around the outside. Other than that, there was a good couple of combos where we ended up making some good runs towards the goal that ended up freeing up I think just outside the 18, where we get a couple good decent shots off. But that's it. I think when we have strengths and Leo Chu coming on, Jordan Morris, Paul, all guys who can be very, very explosive and going behind, if that space is not there, or it takes too long to get to those positions and then the space disappears, then yeah, it's difficult.
With